Hey, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much for checking me out. Today, I wanted to go over the most commonly used progressions in Western music, and that's the 1-4-5 blues progression, but it's also used in many other genres. So, let's get to it. Okay, so like I was saying in the intro, today I wanted to show you the 1-4-5 blues progression, but it's also in many other genres, not just blues, as I said in the intro. So sorry to be redundant, let's get right into it there. Just like the intro, I was playing on the onset here. So we're playing with a E7 today, going to an A7, followed by B dominant 7, our 5 chord. So if you're not familiar with those chords, I'll break them down real quick. So an E7 looks just like your standard E chord, your open, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open, open, this shape, except for you remove the ring finger, or take off the D string note. So what makes that a 7, to have a little theory here, when we take off our ring finger, the note that's on in the first place is our octave. So we have an E note, our root, and then this is our first octave. If we take that octave down 2 notes, 8, major 7, minor 7. So instead of an E note, it's now a D note, which is a whole step lower. That now adds a 7th note, giving us 7th tonality. So this is a minor 7, and this is a major chord, but shorthand we just call this 7. So E7 in this case. So for the rest of the chords, I'll just state A7, B7, but just understand, even though it's a major chord, it's a minor 7. If all that theory and whatnot scares you or you don't understand that, really don't have to worry about that right now. I have other videos going more in depth about that, but nothing to worry about here. Can't stop you from having fun and learning today. So E7. And that takes us to we go to our 4 chord, which is now A, E, F, G, A, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for E is 1, E, F, G, A is our 4. If you're trying to figure this out for other keys. So A7 now. So looks like your standard A chord shape, but then we remove the ring finger again. In this case, the G string. So we're taking our octave of our A note, and once again, going down a whole step, which in this case results in an open string, open G string, to give us A7. Okay? And then break down B7 now. We have our 2nd fret A string, which is our B note, 1st fret D string, 2nd fret G string, which is our 7, open B string and octave, and then F sharp for our 5th. Just 2nd fret, 1st fret, 2nd fret will get you there, but adding that 2nd fret on the high E string really brings it home. Okay, so why is this useful? Why are you showing this to us today, Eli? The reason being is because this is the basis of all blues, rock, most Western music you've heard. A few examples, Revolution, the Beatles, every blues you've ever heard for the most part. Okay, so this is ubiquitous in our Western culture. It's also very ubiquitous in guitar circles. A lot of blues jams, a lot of repertoire built around this that's now extended into rock, metal, punk, swing. Well, swing, anyway. But so another example of this, a way to break this into more rock terms. Let's say we're here at the, you know what, let's make it weird. Let's go to the 6th fret. We're not going to worry about note names. This is our 1 chord. This is where our song is starting. If we want our 4 chord from here, using this power chord shape, which in this case is 6, 8, 8. Just these 3 notes, I'm hitting the top 3 strings. If I take this whole shape just down, a set of strings, making this note now the root. So I went from this note, and I just go down a string, make my shape, my 3-note power chord shape. Well, now I have my 4 chord. So we go 1 chord, our starting point, go down a string, our 4 chord, which that in itself is already a ton of songs and just all over the place. Just going between the 1 and the 4. But then if you want to have a little tension to bring it back home, or just a 3rd chord to add into the mix, you're here, so 1, down a string to the 4. So if we're at the 4, to get to a 5, we go up a whole step, or 2 frets on the guitar. There's our 5 chord. So let's go 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. Okay, so that's one implementation of it, making it more of a punk style. But let's say we're starting on an A string chord. Well, I'll keep it power chords here for a second just to demonstrate this more. So let's say we're here, 5th fret, which I'm going to go back to note names just because it's good to learn your notes. We're at D on the A string. We're making our power chord shape, 5, 7, 7. So that's our 1. And we go up a string now. That's our 5. D is 1. A is 5. So to get to our 4, go down a whole step or 2 frets. 4 to 5, same thing. They're the same distance apart, of course. The reason I show this one is because I remember learning guitar and always thinking about chord progressions kind of downward and like side to side, but never really like upward. So, and I won't go too deep into this right now, but because our guitar is tuned in force, E, A, D, G, B, E, for the most part, force, E to A, that's a 4th, E, F, G, A, okay? But like in our progression, we're going from D to A, so D, E, F, G, A is a 5. So from our low E string to our A string, if we're just staying on the same fret, let's say, is a 4th. But if we're going the other way around, it's a 5th. So I hope that's not too confusing. There's a little bit of a math thing to that where it always adds up to 9, but we don't need to worry about that at this moment. I just wanted to demonstrate that for you because I like to over-explain things. Okay, so anyway, So this is 1. We go up a string. That's our 5. That's our 4. That's our 5. Okay, so like I said, this 1-4-5 progression, it's in all sorts of genres, all over the place. Another use of this is, your open chords, just your standard, cowboy, sitting by the campfire kind of ideas. So let's take our song, our punk song, let's say, and it was a D, G, and an A. 1, D, G, 4, A, 5. D, G, A. So let's say that's our verse. We're rocking. Now we want to hit the bridge, get a little more emotional with it, slow it down. So we go to okay, so you see where I'm going here? You can take any chord and move up 1, 2, 3, 4 notes alphabetically, D, E, F, G. We're keeping it all the same quality here. So if this is a major chord, all my other chords are going to be major, okay, for this example's sake. So we have a D. So hopefully you know this standard kind of cowboy shape, but if not, we're starting here on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string, 2nd fret on the high E string. Kind of looks like a triangle a little bit. So that's one form of a D chord, our open position. And then we're going to go to a G chord. So same thing, kind of cowboy G, or if you know other Gs, I think I was doing this in my little example here. Just this little triad, which is 3rd fret, 3rd fret, high E and B string barred, and then 4th fret on the G string. Just to keep the chord small, and if you want, you can throw your ring finger in there on the D string, 5th fret, get more of a stable chord. Kind of if you can't do bar chords quite yet, these small little pieces work great. And if you can't get this guy, well, take that out. So many, many different ways to do things. So anyway, D chord, G chord, however you like it. And then our 5 chord was A. So this worked. I hope this has been useful today. Don't want to overwhelm anyone, of course. Really wanted to show that the 1-4-5 is more than just a blues progression. It transcends many genres, and it's definitely something you should add into your repertoire, have in your toolkit for when you're writing songs or just jamming around. And of course, this is a great progression to play your pentatonic scale over, which I have some lessons here if you wanted to check that out. If you did find any of this educational, informative, or somewhat entertaining today, please feel free to hit like down below, show your appreciation. Also, hit subscribe if you made it this far. You must like me at least a little bit, found some of this rambling entertaining. So I really appreciate you. Please help the channel grow and hit subscribe down below. But you know what? Let's get to the outro. I appreciate you again. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video today. I really appreciate you checking the whole thing out. And if it's not too much of a bother, please hit subscribe down below, press like to share with others. You're a real one for making it here to the end, and I greatly thank you again. So we'll see you in the next one.
Beep, beep.